What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Have the Eagles hit rock bottom? We'll let you know.
Let's go! This ain't the fuck night! Oh, this game, he stinks!
Oh, shit!
It's gone!
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Monday Morning Quarterback, only on A2D Radio. Every Monday, we are brought to you by FanUp, and FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NFL contests, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points. That's a $50 value at FanUp.app. Right on the Apple Store is where you can find them. Just search FanUp. I'm in it. I'm loving it. No salary caps. And they got NBA daily contests going on too. So not just the NFL. Plus you can gamble on stuff with a point system, right? And win money that way. Listen, it's phenomenal. It's my favorite app. I've won more money there than I've won on the other ones. And I'm not going to name the other ones because they're not a sponsor of A2D Radio. But what's up, family? Ryan Brotto. I'm Tom Arnone. Dude, boy, do we got a lot to discuss tonight. Free jersey giveaway with our A2D member wheel. We'll be doing that tonight. All the jerseys that came in will be being shipped out tomorrow. So everybody that's waiting on a jersey, I know Jason Kelsey, a Devonta Smith, a Kobe Bryant, everybody, there's some jerseys being waited on. They're going out tonight finally. And tonight's jersey spin giveaway is the great, the talented, to some, Jalen Hurts. So,
oh man,
for you Jalen Hurts supporters, I hope you hit the win. I hope you hit the wheel tonight. Hope you do. Latest surrounding the Sixers, we'll talk about that. Reportedly, I saw somebody in the comment section say, I was at Johnson's Farm today, so I really wasn't too much in the loop of what's going on, but they stopped finding Ben Simmons. That's fun. So the mental health bullshit, the lie, has now been okayed by the Sixers and the brass. See, this is why he pulled the mental health. It's not a fucking joke. What a loser, a piece of shit. I can't even do this. We'll talk about real Sixer stuff, like what goes on in the court, a 2-1 basketball team, a team that coughed up a game to the Nets. But besides that, outside of 5 minutes of basketball, this team's look really good. Okay? 5 minutes of basketball, I'm going to tell you, it didn't look good. All right? You can't do that. So they got to figure out a way to close. We'll talk about it and discuss the Sixers and where they go from here. NFL Week 7 breakdown. We'll give you our winners and losers around the league like we do every Monday. Eagles Week 7 reactions. I mean, there's not a lot to react on. Not a lot to be excited over. Negative? Sure. Our main topic at hand is going to tie right into that, which is the roast of the Philadelphia Eagles. And our poll question brought to you by Manscaped. And you get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence. Always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Listen, I love their products. The weed whacker, the lawn mower. I mean, you're weed whacking, your lawn mowing stuff. You're cleaned up. Like, think about your grass outside, right? Your grass outside is overgrowing, right? The bugs start coming. The gnats start coming. Don't do that to your midsection and your ears and your nose. Clean yourself up, all right? Ain't nobody trying to go and dive into that. Think about it. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Do it, people. Our poll question for tonight: the Eagles have officially hit rock bottom, and there's no saving this season. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Give us a 5-star review. All right? Pound the like button. Comment in. Hit the fucking subscribe. Share it around. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So, yeah, I mean, listen, if you're out there disagreeing to this, I don't know what to tell you to watch because you're really out of options. I would tell you to go watch like the neighborhood kickball game up at the grade school, but I wouldn't even suggest you doing that because you might get pointers that are just way out of control. I don't care about their schedule. Could care less about who they have left because they're atrocious. This is the worst start since 1999. 1990 fucking 9. And there's going to be people like Cascos that says disagree. They haven't hit rock bottom. Please elaborate to people out there how they have not hit rock bottom. Numerous first and second round picks look like they can't fucking play. Numerous. One being a quarterback. So tell me how they don't look like they hit rock bottom. You're watching a quarterback that hasn't gotten any better. You're watching a coaching staff that is horrific, and that's being nice, okay? And that's being very kind. You're watching an accountant handle football situations and what goes on the football field, who gets drafted, who's in this organization, who the coaching staff is. That's the guy handling that. So if you want to tell me, well, Tom, Howie's been here for a while, though, and we've had success. Okay, and I'm going to give you 2 names. Actually, I'm going to give you 3 names. Andy Reid, okay? Joe Douglas, Doug Peterson. 3 names. I'm going to throw a 4th in because I'm sorry. Chip Kelly. People are like, Tom, Chip Kelly? You're really talking about draft-wise? Abso-freaking-lutely, okay? So they're the 4 reasons this dude still has a job today. He was bailed out by other people smarter than him. He was bailed out by football guys. I would rather be the Jets, Cass, right now. I would rather be the Jets. I'd just rather be the Jets. I'd rather be the Jets because I know I'm not good. And then at least I maybe found the quarterback, hopefully. All right? I can at least have some, hope. I'm not saying,
Or coach.
So tell me how this isn't rock bottom. Tell me how you feel like this season's way over. And I can even tell you it's rock bottom for a while now because who is making the picks? An accountant. A fucking accountant. So you tell me how we get out of it. You don't get out of it without football guys. All right? So all the nerds out there, I'm sorry if I offended you tonight, but this is not sports got to stop being controlled by people that don't know sports. Okay? I'm not saying you got to play. I'm saying you got to be a football guy.
Mm-hmm.
You got to prove to me, give me a track record of you nailing picks. This has everything to do with him. This isn't even interesting to watch. Moore is right. This is atrocious to watch. This isn't even fun. It's not even entertaining. But people are going to defend the quarterback. People are going to defend the coach. People are going to defend this organization. Y'all need to stop with the Kool-Aid. This is a train wreck. Stop, grasshopper. Stop. Everybody, how many? This is why I got to educate people, right? This is what I feel like I have to do. This is why this platform was built to educate idiots. Okay. Quarterbacks save people's jobs. You understand that? That's what great quarterbacks do. They come in, and I said it last night, I don't agree, disagree. It's like Jesus. All right? They save everybody. That's what great quarterbacks do for the idiots out there. That's what great ones do. That's what special ones do. They save your ass. You really telling me that you think this guy's a franchise quarterback? People out there really believe on what you're watching that this is a franchise quarterback. I would have fired the coach, everybody, 50 times this year. All right? 50 times. But he plays, dude. He plays. He's the guy he's never under center. He's the guy in the shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy. So at some point, if he's that good at it, or there's franchise capability in there somewhere, it would flash. It would flash. He got 100 yards in meaningful football again yesterday. Again. You know how many games that is in a row? It's like 4 or 5 in a row. A row. You understand that? A row. So you're about 4 or 5 games in a row where this dude was over barely over 100 or under 100 yards after the third fucking quarter. And you're going to tell me that it's all coaching? That's all coaching in a passing league? It's all coaching? No. Part of it's coaching, and the other part he stinks. He's horrendous. The joke. People defending this guy. Can't put it all on Hurts. Yes, you can put a ton of it on Jalen Hurts. My goodness gracious. Fire Howie Roseman. Fire Nick Sirianni. Fire everybody. If I'm Jeffrey Lurie and I watch this season, I fire everybody. It's a joke. We're defending people. People defending coaches and quarterbacks in this city. Defend what? Are you watching the game? Grasshopper, play calling matters too, but so does talent. Nick Sirianni stinks. You're missing the point. So does the quarterback. Both can stink. So what do you need? The greatest coach of all time to make Jalen Hurts adequate? Think about that. That's what you're asking for.
They're not even a competitive football team anymore, Tom.
It's a joke, right? It's a joke that people are just going to blame it all on play calling. Like, yes, that's a part of it, but the players play. Greatness will make up for your play calling.
Whether it's Nick Sirianni as the coach here, Doug Peterson, or Chip Kelly, or Andy Reid.
Look, without Tom Brady. I just want to throw that out to the people.
Exactly.
So get off my ass about play calling. The guy under center, the guy behind center is the guy audible and in the plays. Audible into what he thinks. So you can take the play call and you can all shove it up your fucking ass. Sorry, Grasshopper, not to you. There's a lot of people that are just so stuck on Nick Sirianni, who isn't a good coach, will never be a good coach, and want to blame it all on him as a pass to the quarterback who's audibling in the plays and still not executing. 100 yards of passing. Guys, I can go throw for 100 yards right now. I swear to freaking God. Oh, the offensive line stinks, people tell me. Dude, they're not great, but can we stop? The guy has no rhythm.
The guy doesn't even go through his progressions, Tom. He doesn't even go through his progressions anymore. We saw it for one drive. That's what this team is good at. There's one thing that this team is good at. Reverting back to their old habits. That first drive, Tom, because I think you were still coaching at the time, so you probably didn't see it.
I was. I heard last night. Yeah, I was. And they were under center the whole time, which is amazing.
It was like the greatest thing I've ever seen. Like, words couldn't describe how happy I was watching it. I don't even want to say happiness was the word to describe it. I was watching it, and I see what they're doing. He's under center. They're running the ball. It looks efficient. He's using his tight ends. They get in the end zone. They go, and they take a lead. Instead of me celebrating, I'm looking around like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, right. I said to the guys last night, I said, if they went 3 and out the next drive and threw it 3 times, I go down and fire everybody right then. Mm-hmm. Right. Because, like, are you guys watching the same stuff that I just watched?
They are so good at, like, one of the few times that things start working, they're like, oh, you see that? No, we're going to go back to doing the play action, the quarterback run, the shotgun. Doing a shotgun on the freaking 1-yard line, they're in shotgun. And I know that's like a microcosm of this entire thing, but like if there's a play that can describe how incompetent this entire team is, starting with the coach and ending with the roster, it's that you're on the 1-yard line when the game's like still somewhat competitive, right? And they're in the shotgun. So again, instead of going back and doing a screenplay to where you need 1 yard to get a touchdown and you throw it 3 yards back, you start in the shotgun with a quarterback run. So basically you go from the 1-yard line to the 5-yard line. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you here? Why? Like, I'm sorry. And I don't like doing like the calling for people's jobs thing, especially in week 7, 8. But these people that are running things do not belong. Like, they shouldn't have a job, period, let alone as a head coach or coordinator or defensive coordinator or an NFL GM and everything in between. And it's not just about them, because to Grasshopper's point, anybody who wants to come to the defense of a player or a quarterback or a cornerback or a tight end or a running back, you're seeing, and this is the reason why they went from being a mediocre team to a bad football team to now not even a competitive football team. You have an extremely limited roster, starting with your quarterback. You could say all the good things you want about him, but he's extremely limited. So you're taking an extremely limited quarterback and you're turning him into somebody who doesn't even look like an NFL quarterback, a backup quarterback. That's what you're doing to him. Nobody's saying that Jalen Hurts is this bad, but it doesn't matter if it was Doug Peterson or friggin' Andy Reid or the guy you have now. He's extremely limited. So yes, they have hit rock bottom. And the only thing, and I said to Tom beforehand, The only reason you can argue agree versus disagree on that is if, oh, well, maybe rock bottom is if after we lose to Detroit, which we're going to, by the way. And I say that we're going to lose to Detroit. I say that we've hit rock bottom because of this. And I don't remember the last time I've said this about a team, period, let alone the Eagles. Okay? And if what I'm about to say makes me less of a fan or a fraud, fine. I don't give a damn because this is what it's gotten to. I am rooting for them to lose. I am rooting for it. Am I rooting for them to be not competitive? No. But I'm at the point now where there are so many things that are going the opposite way and to where I can't find a redeeming quality. I need this to get so bad where maybe even the biggest of idiots, Jeffrey Lurie, might consider firing Howie Roseman. And I know I say that with extremely bated breath because I keep going back to, well, if you can survive last offseason, if you can do that, then clearly you can survive anything. But I need things to get so bad because I cannot trust this team or the direction of this organization until we go through a complete reset. I can't. Like I said to Evan yesterday. He was like, oh, well, it's pick time. It's draft time. I said, Evan, Howie Roseman still exists. He still exists. So I can't go into it saying, oh, well, it's the process again. It's 3 first-round picks and we're going to hit on it when I don't have any confidence in anything regarding this team. So we have hit rock bottom and we have no direction.
Well, it's because you personally ran a quarterback out of town, not you, the organization, by the way they went about things. All right. By thinking they're the smartest guy in the room and it's okay to go draft the quarterback in the second round and not talk to your quarterback, right? And not tell him what you're doing or your idea and thinking everybody's got to be good with it, right? When it's the one quarterback, you can't have anybody behind him because of what he went through. So you had to do it the right way, okay? And you did that. That leads to the start of bad, right? That leads, especially when, again, this is your second-round pick who's not good enough, too. So that's even more egg on your face. So it's one thing if you let Carson go, you trade him, right? And that guy that you drafted can play. It's really bad when you let him go and the guy you drafted can't play. All right? One guy with 2 bad ankles is out playing him. One guy in bad weather, right? Bad weather threw the ball better than him. It's a joke. Devonta Smith probably is right around Jamar Chase right now, numbers-wise. I'm dead serious. Numbers-wise, if Carson Wentz is his quarterback.
Yep.
I'm just telling people. So don't tell me that, like somebody up there was saying that, people were telling him last year's team was better than this year's team. No, it wasn't. The offense stuck. There was no playmaker on the outside. It's a joke. That's a joke. I mean, it's the first time there is one, and now there's not a quarterback to throw him the football. So all his stats come in garbage time. So this is where we're at.
Somebody's trying to say, Tom, sorry, that last year's offense was better than this?
Well, just the team.
Like the roster, like the play.
Yeah,
the players. No, that's completely false. I understand that it's like a lot of young, unproven guys, but you literally had a retirement home. Or not even a retirement home. You had a hospital bed of an offense. Like, I'm sorry, Alshon Jeffrey, is he still in the league? No. Is Sean Jackson still in the league? Kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, but he's also on the friggin' Rams. Like, that team was an embarrassment roster-wise. An embarrassment. And like you said, we really haven't gotten a chance to see a big sample size of what Devonta Smith could do just because the offense isn't built to get anybody looking good, let alone a wide receiver and a quarterback. But just him alone makes this roster better. And I'm sorry, Jamar Chase looks really good. Well, look who his quarterback is.
It's actually somebody who can throw the football.
Yeah.
I mean, people should be killing Jalen. Like, it should be. And listen, Gannon's horrendous.
Oh, he might be worse than the coach. He might
be worse. But what the coach says yesterday, this is another reason they're in rock bottom, okay? Because you have a coach in here that thinks he's really smart, which is a problem, okay? So he believes he's really smart. So he handles all the offensive game plan. He's the offensive coordinator too. Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. You're going to wear all those hats, you're set up to freaking fail, okay? Because when he was asked about his defense yesterday, he said, well, I'm not in the meetings for defense. Just listen to this. I'm not in the meetings for defense. I don't get to watch a lot of defensive tape because I'm too busy studying the offensive side of stuff.
Studying what? You haven't changed one thing since week 1.
Well, first off, you score like 7 points a game in meaningful football. Okay, so maybe have somebody else write it up this week. Okay, 2, you run the program per se. You're not a coordinator anymore, Nick. You run a football team. So to run a football team, I got to see everything. You understand this? So if my defense is the most vanilla defense in the country, my defense is the definition of missionary. My defense is going into my wife and saying, lay down the same way you've been laying. I don't like to switch nothing up. Don't roll over. This is what Jonathan Gannon goes home and says. Don't roll over. Doggy style. Stop it. Stop it. You know we're missionary. You know he's so missionary that he's a pump and done missionary too. May I add? I'm going to go even further than this. So all those things are atrocious. You add a bad quarterback, and this guy, general manager, is such a power trip that he fired, essentially, let me be clear about this, fired Doug Peterson and Jim Schwartz and brought in these two. And I want everybody out there, because I'm not right often, to please tell me how fucking right I was. Unless you wanted to sit through a 3 to 5 year rebuild when you didn't need to. When you honestly didn't need to. You could add this team back next year. Next year, you could add this team back if you left those pieces in place because you had leadership here. Say what you want about Doug. Say what you want about Jim. They both had their issues. And I'm not running from any of their issues. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But they're leaders of men. Okay? These guys on this football team respect them. So you bring in a puppet who wears T-shirts and skinny jeans, and you think that's going to get the respect. Well, it would if they could win games. It would if they weren't getting blown out every week. It would if they were competitive. It would if players believed in something.
It's pretty sad, too, Tom, that regardless, I'm not even going to talk individually. I would say as a whole, this fan base had limited expectations, okay? Or on the flip side, we had a lot of things that we said, oh, maybe they could be better. We based it off of last season. Like, oh, they can't possibly have a worse offense. They do. I'm talking about like results, not roster-wise. They can't possibly have a worse coach. Well, they do. Like, I'm sorry. As much as I wanted Doug out of here, I would much rather have a Doug Peterson last season who said it on camera that he mentally checked out. Well, a mentally checked out Doug Peterson is better than whatever the hell Nick Sirianni is. And there's no arguing that.
Well,
the defense is far.
In defense of Doug, I mean, it was hard not to be a little mentally challenging of a year too, right? I mean,
I would have walked out mid-season.
Well, a couple of things, not just everything that happened with the quarterback in the offseason, on draft and another one, which he obviously didn't have a part of, okay, per se, but all that, and then you lead into like a COVID year where it's a weird year, no fan. Listen, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, I mean, I would, like I said to you on air numerous times, I gave him a pass for 1 year. He had another year to prove to me that he can, put some kindling in the fire, right, and get it going again, right? He had that year to prove it. He earned that. And this organization, because they didn't want him to have any say in anything, this is why you're just going to fail. You understand this? If you think you're the smartest guy in the room, your company, business, etc., will fail. Okay? There's one thing I think I'm the smartest guy in the room in, and that's talking sports. Everything else, business-wise, I don't think I'm the smartest guy in the room. And I say that tongue-in-cheek, jokingly, but that's what I believe in. Right? You understand? That's why I'm doing it. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't think I knew what I was fucking talking about. Right? I'll go do something else. But if I think I'm the smartest person in the room in terms of advertising, in terms of everything else, right? And I never listen to anybody, how's that going to go? If you're going to be a failure and you think I ain't got an ego like every other grown man in the world does? Think about it, people. So I get the egos. Egos are all around. Can you check your ego at the door and do what's best to win? That's what teams do. That's what great organizations do. I don't have to agree with everything you say, but can I meet you in the middle? Can I find a happy median? That's what successful people do, right? This is the definition of unsuccessful. This team has gotten worse every year. And what's the common theme? The guy who puts the roster together. The accountant. There's going to be another movie, The Accountant 2. How to fail a football team. Yep. Right? And like, you know what I mean? In parentheses. The Accountant 2. How to fail a football team.
They traded because he wanted just a simple seat at the table or a measly contract extension, 3 years after they won a freaking Super Bowl with a backup quarterback. Because of that, they traded success and consistency away just because they felt threatened. Because, there's a football guy who slightly disagrees with our philosophies. So we're going to go and make a complete reset and forget about a complete reset. And this is what we talked about the second this coaching staff was hired. And listen, there was times where we wanted to believe in it. Sure, because you never know. We wanted to give them a good opportunity to prove themselves, right? We wanted to be fair about it. So, okay, we have concerns about Nick Sirianni and Jonathan Gannon and Shane Steichen or whatever his stupid friggin' name is. And Brian.
Why is he here? I'm sorry to cut you off there, but why the fuck is he here? He don't even call play. So why is he not his coordinator?
Exactly. Well, you know what's hilarious too? I went back.
Get your coffee.
When
Get your coffee with extra cream, extra sugar. That's what he does.
When he was hired, Tom Steichen, I went back.
Stop saying his name. I'm gonna punch. I literally might square.
Name sucks. If a name if a name could sum up this season, it would be Steichen.
Yeah.
That's the name that sums up this season.
It does, doesn't it? Like it just has that bad. Like I want to punch that guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't even know him.
No, if my last name is Steichen, I'm removing my last name and I'm changing that. Like I'm leaving the family just because of that.
Hold on. What's Kyle saying? Oh, yeah. Well, that's all the beat writers who want to keep their jobs, who want to have their access. You understand this? This is sorry, right? Because this is
you're fine.
This is more on why we're the best. Because everybody says, Tom, why don't you have press credentials? Why don't you? Because they won't let me in the room. You understand? Because I'm going to come tell you how they're not good enough. I'm not going to tell you if we go into camp and they look delicious, I'll be the first guy to run the Broad Street with them. But if they don't look good, I'm not putting up stat lines like Elliott Shore Parks every game because I want to make sure that I'm in close with Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman. Because if I'm in bed with them, my credentials stay. I always have a job. You understand what's going on here, people? You guys understand? This is rock bottom until he's gone. And that's it. I'm never listening to training. I never listen to training camp stuff. Ryan knows this. I laugh at it. I've laughed at it for years. It doesn't matter. What do you do game one? So this is the same coaching staff who thought preseason wasn't important. And I said, hey, maybe he's on to something. If it works, you understand? If it works. So you thought Jalen was fine. Jalen was good. Jalen didn't need no more snaps. Are we fucking okay here? So stop when he's a rookie, too. This is the last thing I want to say about that. Yeah. Stop when he's a rookie. He's not a rookie. Do you understand? The rookie year is the big adjustment, not just game played. You understand? Not game played. What it takes. What it takes. So that's over that year. He is now in year 2 of it. So shut up. Because then you don't know what a rookie is. You're the same idiots who gave Ben Simmons pass. That's Donovan Mitchell's rookie of the year, by the way, just to help people out. That's Donovan Mitchell's rookie of the year. So I'll wear the T-shirt, and I don't even like Donovan Mitchell. And I'll rock. You can't win in your second year T-shirts. It's a freaking joke. It's a joke. So you're the same people babying this dude like you babied Ben, except this dude don't even have the talent.
We have breaking news, Tom.
Thank you, Pete.
Joe Flacco has been traded to the New York Jets. He is gone.
Mustache ride time? Get me on a mustache ride. Let's go. Bye, Joe. Thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. Caught a few balls from you in my prime. Not going to lie to the people. Joe hit me a couple times.
Man, you were calling for him yesterday, too. I heard a little bit of that.
What, Flacco or Minshew?
Well, yes. Yeah, both. Yes. But
it doesn't matter who. Yeah, it doesn't matter who. If I want to see Gardner Minshew and what he has moving forward, I would play Minshew. Now, if I just want some fucking stability for 5 seconds, I would go with Joe. Right? And that's what I was going with that. And you know, me and Joe known each other for a long time. All right? And I know you ain't winning games with 36, 37-year-old Joe Flacco at this point. Right? You're just not. But it'll bring you more stability than what you have. He'll throw guys open. You know what I mean? He'll go through a read one time.
I do think it's sweet poetry that
good for Joe because hopefully he can help out.
He's going to play. Oh, he's going to play now because Brian's cousin he's out for 2 to 4.
Oh, I didn't hear that. What happened to him?
Yeah, A PCL sprain or something.
Getting smoked back there. That's why.
Yeah, like his knee's like gone apparently.
Yeah, he'll be okay though. I still think that kid's gonna have some upside. I just think he's going through it right now on a bad football team too. But I have way more confidence in him than a guy like Jalen Hurts. But good for Joe. Whatever. What did we get back?
Oh,
compensation.
Probably cash consideration.
Wow. I mean, you need a quarterback. You called us. I mean, what am I getting?
Here you go. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate you, brother. Conditional 6th-round pick to Philadelphia that could possibly be a 5th. Oh, look at you, Howie. Oh man.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a good deal.
I think it's pure poetry, though, Tom, that we were on the air when Joe Flacco got signed here, and we were also on the air when Joe Flacco got traded here.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows my beast. My truth. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this obviously makes Gardner Minshew active. Now you understand why. Now we know why Rick Lovato was let go for whatever.
Sinet.
A practice squad quarterback. But now you know why.
Yeah.
Wow. Listen, I'm really interested because I don't know how you watch tape as an organization and you sit there and say, "Let's run this guy back out again." Yeah, give him another run. So, listen, wherever you're watching from, pound the like, hit the subscribe, be great today. Okay, we got tons of promos we're going to read off, and somebody become an A2D member. $9.99 a month, pin right in the comment section in YouTube. People are winning a ton of money. All right, where you getting the jersey giveaway. You're getting the wheel every week. Come on. Who's going to become a member over on YouTube?
So, what I was going to say real quick, and then I've got a bunch of numbers that I want to read to you guys. With this coaching staff, right? We went into it, and again, we wanted to give everybody their chance, but they went, Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie, they went so far into the reset that they didn't even find somebody with like a resume. They like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't find somebody with experience. And I'm not saying you needed to find like, you know, an aging veteran head coach who's in his 70s or 60s. No, but like somebody that can at least be the adult in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many years have we been asking for Jim Caldwell? Not because Jim Caldwell is like awesome, but because, he's an experienced NFL mind. Like, maybe have him as an offensive coordinator, Nick. That way, you know, when you continuously run screenplays and don't have a quarterback who needs to be under center and actually put him under center, maybe that guy could be like, "Hey, pal. Hey, friend. You need to do this. You need to do this because this is the NFL. This isn't like high school from like South Jersey. Like, there are local high schools that run more of a complicated, significant offense than we do. Yeah. And I'm just talking offense. Defense is not too far better. Like, I feel like Glassboro High School right down the road, I feel like they have like their defense looks like friggin' like one of the best defenses of all time. Like 2015 Broncos. Like, oh my God, like the Legion of Boom. Like, can we rush a quarterback once? Oh no, we can't. And I get it, Jonathan, that like, I think we can all put ourselves in the room and we can probably see how a conversation is going, right? Like, his stance, Jonathan Gannon, that is probably like, I can't do what I want with the defense because my players aren't any good. And Nick Sirianni's like, okay, dude, just do it because I'm not going to pay attention to the defense, so you do it. I get why you would want to be conservative because you don't want to get beaten over the top. That's great. But genius, Mr. My players are my scheme. It's not working. It's not working. Okay? So whatever you have to do, these are still NFL football players. Kind of. Maybe not Alex Singleton, but most of them are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to read you guys 5 numbers. And I didn't tell Tom this answer. Maybe some of the fam at home knows. And you're going to tell me, guys, what these 5 numbers have in common. 3, 8, 6, 5, 8. What do those 5 numbers have in common?
Rushing attempts? I don't know.
That's a good guess. It's the amount of incompletions allowed from opposing quarterbacks against us in the last 5 weeks.
Oh, yeah. So it was what I was thinking earlier when you said no. So.
Around the same
Yeah, it was the 90-80% completion percentages. Yep.
3 incompletions from Derek Carr, 8 from Brady, 6 from Mahomes, 5 from Prescott, 8 from Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
I mean, Derek Carr looked like, you know what everyone was saying he had like a Tom Brady game? You know what they did to us yesterday? That was like retribution from what Nick Foles did to them back in 2012. Like the 7 touchdown game, Tom, remember that?
Mhm.
You're like, I don't feel like he threw an incomplete pass the entire game. Like that was a Nick Foles 2012 game. And the fact that like, and I get it, coach speak, all that stuff, but Sirianni yesterday can say, oh, well, I still have the utmost faith in everybody in this organization. Dude, I get it. You're trying to be a leader, but stop. Like, can we stop? And the sad thing is, I think he actually believes those words. Like, I don't think he's just blowing smoke. I think he does still have faith in his scheme and Jonathan Gannon's game plan and the players up and down the line. That's how delusional this guy is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're just delusional or they're just the other side of it, just overmatched and overwhelmed. Because I think that's part of it too. You know, I don't know where. I don't know how they go from there.
No,
I just don't know where they go. I mean, you're gonna fire another coaching staff, and again, the guy, the guy hiring this staff wants people that are going to do what he says. So I don't know how you get out of this without him going. You know?
No, and listen, I keep saying, hearing people, and if this is even 1% chance of this happening, also, I'm not against it. But saying, oh, well, guys, it'll be fine because, this offseason we're going to bring in, Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson or, fill in the blank veteran quarterback that's going to want to leave a bad situation and go to a better situation. Number one, why would Aaron Rodgers, in the peak of his career, want to leave Green Bay and come here? Same with Russell Wilson. Like what? I get it. Everything's green, the grass is greener on the other side. And I keep seeing the argument like, oh, well, somebody said this the other day, like, oh, well, Ryan, Tom Brady went from the Patriots to the Bucs, and the Bucs weren't a willing organization. Yeah, but the Bucs had, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, a really good defense, and Bruce Arians. Say what you want about him, but he actually did have a resume. Like Bruce Arians was somebody who has a lot of experience in the league. So I get it. Up until Brady was there, they were the most losing organization in the history of football, but they at least had a structure. They knew, hey, we're one game manager away from being a good team, let alone the greatest quarterback of all time away from being a great team like they are.
I will say this though, even though they're in rock bottom right now, Easy Money brings up something he heard today about them likely using draft capital on a QB, right? And I'll say this about Howie and I'll say this about Jeffrey, is they don't enjoy losing. You understand, people? So as much as they're in rock bottom right now, remember, they don't enjoy losing. Okay? Losing becomes big-time egg on their face. Okay? Remember this. They've always had a quarterback here. Always. Always. And like I said to you guys, when I started the show, that a great quarterback is like Jesus. They save people's jobs. Okay? The heavens open up and the Lord comes down and saves you all. That's what great quarterbacks do. You think Matt LaFleur is a great football coach?
Oh, no, I know he's not. I know for a fact he's not. No.
Just stop. Okay, that's a bad man. We know that. Right? Look around the league. There's good ones like Mike Vrabel, in Tennessee. That's a good football coach. Doing it with less at the quarterback position. Now, does have arguably the best running back in a decade. So arguably, even though he's not elite, that's fine.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Arguably not elite, but people want to take shots at me about one player.
One-dimensional, right, Tom?
Yeah, because
I don't see any faithful.
Listen, it's a family member here, but I'm just going to say, I don't remember ever saying Jamar Chase wasn't going to be any good.
No, there was 2 things you said.
Yeah.
Can I repeat it for the people?
Yeah, please.
Because you and I had arguments about it. You were concerned about the year off, and you were concerned about the just doing one thing really well. You said you liked Devonta because A, he didn't take the year off, and he could do a lot of things like really, really well. That's what you were worried about. You never said he sucked. You said, hey, gun to my head, if both are available, I'd rather have Devonta. But you wouldn't be mad with either. I feel like people thought you said, hey, on draft night, if we draft Jamar Chase, I'm going to do what I thought I was going to do if they drafted a quarterback, and that is march the NovaCare complex.
No. They did that with Jalen Reagor, so they already did that one. But he's better than Jefferson because Jefferson is a slot guy.
Somebody wanted to say he was who was that Hall of Famer who played for the Panthers, wide receiver? He's on the NFL Network.
Yeah, I can't.
Some people wanted to compare him to that guy. Huh.
Steve I'm not Smith. Giving up on Devonta not being better than Chase. I'm just not going to run away from that. I don't have a quarterback, and he's still putting up numbers without a quarterback. If we had Kirk Cousins. But whatever, right? Whatever. It's all listen. We're all going to be wrong on stuff, and we're all going to be right on stuff. That's what makes it fun.
No,
right?
but this is where I'll say
QB thing real quick, and then say this to the QB thing. Like I was saying, they don't like losing. So I'm not telling you it's going to be Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. I don't know, but I'd be very surprised if they're not all in on a legit franchise quarterback this offseason. If not, they might draft one, but I don't trust that one bit. But go ahead, Ryan.
Well, real quick, everybody responding, Steve Smith in comments. Tom and I knew the player. We were being facetious. We know who Steve Smith is, first off. I want to ask you this question, and I'm not trying to get into draft talk. I just want to gauge the room, okay? Because it's been, a good enough sample size for both. What are your first impressions of Matt Corral? Because I'm going to tell you, Tom, and listen, I know before the year it was, there's no good quarterbacks coming out of the draft. I think you and I talked about it last March. They say that, I feel like, every other draft, and the drafts of quarterbacks that aren't as hyped end up actually being better. Like the most hyped quarterback draft I've ever seen was Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota. Neither one of them are very good. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't get into the hype. I really like Matt Corral, Tom. I really like him.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
And that's fine. If somebody hasn't done their study, it's friggin', I don't expect somebody to, watch Ole Miss with binoculars. You know what I mean? There's three guys that keep getting mentioned. It's Malik Willis, it's Carson Strong, and it's Matt Corral. I don't think Carson Strong can play at all. I think he's just a one-dimensional, slow quarterback that's just going to stand there. Malik Willis looks like he's got some friggin' Lamar Jackson in him. Matt Corral's fast. He's got a hell of an arm. He's accurate. But who knows?
Yeah, I just haven't. Was watching a little bit of them right now. I haven't watched enough of Ole Miss games to judge them.
And I don't blame you, honestly. Because it's. And no, Bailey, we're not doing the Spencer Rattler. No. We're going to have plenty of time to look at him, obviously, because he's going to be in the conversation. What is Yusuf saying? I can tell you I've been doing a lot of research for who will replace Heineke. He's got a great arm who goes through his progressions with quick decisions with some athletic ability. Yeah, he's I'm telling you. I could be dead wrong. I'm not going to be like friggin' Mayock or these people on ESPN quarterback whisperer, but I really, really like him. I think he's really good. Really good. The kid's tough. So when I heard the report today that they're going to use one of their three picks on a quarterback, okay. Give me two defenders and a quarterback in the first round, and I'm cool. As long as it's not Carson Strong.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. They said they're definitely using the capital in the draft because the other report said they're going to use their draft capital on a QB. That can go a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, you and I saw the same report. It was worded weird. It was worded two different ways. They were saying either they're going to use it to trade for one, right? Or they're going to use it
to draft one. Obviously.
Yes.
I mean, they don't need to use anything to draft one because they're going to be up there. So they're not going to have to do anything in terms of that.
They might have two in the top 5, Tom.
Well, that's why I want to lose to the Lions because I'm just in tank mode, even though it's not going to matter. Listen, we'll get into all the quarterback names as it goes on. I know a lot of people will chime in like Pickett from Pitt. I don't know. I mean, guy wears 2 gloves. I mean, I just don't know. He's also 24. I don't know. I don't know.
I do kind of agree with Banks before we get away from the quarterback thing. I do see a little Donovan. I do. A little bit.
And who? Matt Corral?
No. In Malik Willis, Liberty. But I don't necessarily want a Liberty quarterback. It doesn't feel right to me.
Well, Bobby. I mean, that'll be something to watch then. Malik Willis plays Matt Corral in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, see how they go, see how they fare against each other a little bit. I don't know. I'm just not there yet. In like not my grading or anything like that. I'm just not there yet. Like once the season's over, I'll be really thinking about it more. I also didn't think we were going back to the quarterback well, so I wasn't overly paying attention to it. I still would, gun to my head, I still think they would go after a veteran one, but I could be completely wrong on that.
Oh, me too. I would much rather have somebody in the league. Yeah.
Like, I'd wonder what the people out there and you think, right? Like, gun to my head, I think they would rather have that guy that's a known so they can get back to winning football games, right? But then the other side of it is with all the money and stuff, man, like we talked about it last night on Agree Disagree. Like you could be back winning quick on those rookie deals if the guy's legit.
I was golfing with somebody on Friday and we were talking about it, and I'm not rooting for it. And I promised myself I wouldn't say it on the air, but whatever. And also I just saw his name brought up. I could honestly see us trying to get Jimmy Garoppolo for a year.
Why?
Because they're delusional enough to think, oh, well, he can win in our system.
I don't think they're. Listen, I'll say a lot of bad things about him. I don't know where the hell that name comes up. Like, I mean, all you got to do is turn on a football game. So, listen, I'm willing to crush Howie Roseman and get him out of here, but I'm also not going to sit here and say, like, oh, Jimmy Garoppolo is the guy they're going to go after. Like,
I'm not rooting for it.
I'm not saying you're rooting for it. I don't even know how it comes to your fucking head. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's going after Jimmy Garoppolo. Nobody in football is, like, pursuing him. It's almost like, oh, we need a second quarterback. Well, Jimmy's a good name. He started some games. Like, that's how that works.
Draft that Corral and then sit him for a year behind Jimmy.
No, because I don't think they'll do that. Like, I don't think they'll sit, like, all like jokes aside, like, I don't think they would sit that guy. Like, if they're using a top tier on a quarterback, he's playing, just like Carson.
Well, we have to remember, though, they were going to sit Carson for a year.
But they didn't.
Well, because they traded him. They traded Sam.
I know, but they had to trade Sam to be able to do what they did. They traded Sam before the draft or right after.
No, they traded Sam 6 days before the season because
whatever. They traded him because Carson was going to play. Like, they probably were trying to deal him for a while. They probably didn't just all of a sudden 6 days before say, "Hey, he's gone."
No.
The fucking 5 months.
You're right on that. No, the Vikings came in and they're like, "You're going to give us a first and a fourth for Sam Bradford? Okay, bye. Bring in the kid."
Yeah. So I'm like saying, like, they had every intention on playing Carson day one because they wanted to see their new toy. The Eagles on a franchise, like, more recent, like, they're not gonna. I don't feel like they need. They feel like they need to wait with a young quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they did it with Donovan for like a portion of that year, but that was all the way back. That was so long.
The league was completely different then. Nobody really started right away. It was kind of like, oh, we're gonna massage it and play when they're ready. Now it's kind of like throw the kid in the fire type thing. Yeah,
exactly. So I just think that if they do one, he'll play right away. But I don't know what.
So I do want to ask you real quick before we go to around the NFL. So Reuben Frank came out with his 4 most likely tradable players before November 2nd. I'm going to give you the 4 names he said, and then you just tell me on a 1 to 10 scale how likely you think they are to get dealt. So I'll start with Andre Dillard.
Well, I mean, he's still here after all the rumors of him being traded. I don't know. What am I giving you? Percent?
Like, just 1 to 10. On a scale from 1 to 10, how likely do you think it is that he's dealt?
Like a 6.
Okay. Yeah, I would go around a 6 or 7.
5 or 6, something like that.
This wasn't on Ruben's list, but Fletcher Cox.
Sam, like 50%,
I think you need to trade him.
like 50%.
Yeah. Like I'm not saying what he said about Jonathan Gannon in a principle sense is wrong, but the fact that he's talking about, oh, well, I'm not getting paid to do this, and he's so outward about it, it's kind of like, well, he doesn't necessarily fit what we're trying to do clearly on the field with this idiot defensive coordinator. 2, he's kind of getting up there. And 3, I still feel like you could get some value for him.
I would have already traded Fletcher Cox. So, I mean,
Yeah,
you're talking to the wrong person. I'm saying them 5. Not that you're talking, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I hear you.
Like, I'm right with you. I mean, I buy. I got no time for his comments too. I don't care how bad Jonathan Gannon is. You do get paid to play the screen pass. So shut the fuck up. All right, that's something you did great back in college at Mississippi State. Don't start with this nonsense, Fletcher, on what you get paid for. You get paid to play football, which means everything that happens on the football field, you get paid for, honey. And I love you, but shut up.
So the Raiders, I forget the amount, maybe fam at home, somebody tell me the amount of times exactly the Raiders ran yesterday, but it was a lot. Like, it felt like they ran 1,000,000 times. They ran the ball 1,000,000 times. You know how many tackles Fletcher Cox had yesterday? 2. It's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. And to your point, Tom, you got paid $100 million because you're supposed to be good at everything. Actually, no, not good. Great at everything. So maybe now is not the time to say, like, oh, well, it's not my job to do that. No, it's your job to do a better job than whatever the hell you're seeing out there. And I get it. You might be, like, kind of restricted, but, dude, you're the one playing. Make a tackle one time.
$24 million cap hit next year.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well, that's tough. Evan says get him out, take that cap.
Barnett.
Listen, I think every name you give me, I'm gonna give you like a 5. Because I just don't know. Like what I would do and what they do are 2 different things. So
All right, what would you do?
they're all going.
Okay.
They're all going. Bye.
Wow, is this true? Keys, Sweat, Hargrave, Cox, Barnett, 4 tackles combined?
Oh,
No way. No way. That can't be real.
that's probably real.
Yeah, it's probably real. Last name. And it sucks because he got hurt. I really, before this game, thought Miles Sanders was going to get traded. Now, just because of the injury, I don't think he's going to. But, like, he would have made a lot of sense on, like, the Chiefs or the Rams. I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting traded though.
And I'm sure you guys talked about it last night. You know, the fact that, like, and I don't think the coaching staff really said this, but a lot of, like, the defenders of the team said it. Like, oh, well, guys, they went away from running the football after the first drive because Miles got hurt. First off, no, because he got injured after the second drive. And Miles Sanders should have nothing to do with it because all they've shown us for the first 6 weeks is that they valued Kenneth Gainwell over Miles Sanders. So that shouldn't affect their game plan. That shouldn't be like, oh, well, our only guy is gone, so now we have to revert back. No. Gainwell is more than capable, and they seem to like him more. And Boston Scott, while we make fun of, like, the fandom, he's shown that he can be capable. So there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse to have one of the best, if not the best, offensive drives, especially coming out of the gate, and then do the exact opposite for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another reason why I would fire him. KR, I make a couple things out of it. I think Minshew playing is coming sooner than later, and it's a good deal. I mean, you get a 6, possible 5 out of it. Freaking for a 36-year-old quarterback, they activated Jordan Howard, Steven. He has been activated, so not sure why he wasn't activated the whole time, but
preaching to the choir there, Tom.
He says Hurts was 5 for 10, 64 yards in the first half. They ran the ball 12 times. Yeah, they had some balance. But I mean, 5 for 10, 64 yards. That's tough. It's tough.
Tom, other than the Eagles, who do you believe was the biggest loser of Week 7 around the league? Player and or team. And fam at home, feel free to chime in also.
Biggest loser. I think it's the Kansas City Chiefs.
Are they? I'll ask you this, Tom. Do you think this is like beyond repair for this season? Like Evan's saying they're done.
No, I don't know if they're done. I don't know. I mean, it's a damn good football coach there. It's a damn good quarterback there. I mean, their defense is like, yeah, Texas is saying it. Yeah, their defense is cheeks. And that's what happens when you pay a quarterback a lot of money and you don't draft extremely well. Right? You run into these problems. Done? No, I wouldn't say done. There's just a lot of football still to be played for me to say anybody's done outside of like the teams you know are bad, right? But in a really tough situation, yes. Possibly done, yes. Not looking good, yes. And then yesterday in a game where, you know, you're expecting a response a little bit and to start maybe playing some good football. I mean, my goodness. I mean, the Texans are coming off a huge win, and they put their foot on your throat like that. Man, one, that says something about the Titans. That says something good about the Titans on what they have over there. But it's also an indictment on everything they have, their offensive line, their defense. I mean, they're one-dimensional, and that's being kind. Like, they do not run the football. They don't want to run the football. All right. And I don't know how much of that is on him or Andy, because obviously he has the right to get them in the whatever play call he wants. He's also running the same problems Carson ran into, where he's looking for the home run every play. He's running into some of these problems that happen when you're that explosive, because he's been that explosive from day one of the start of him as a starter. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to change those stripes. For 3 years now, you've been the definition of explosiveness. Right? Well, teams adjust. Teams draft to try to slow you down. Plus, I really believe in the Super Bowl hangover when you don't win it. I truly believe in it, and that's fucking real. And here they are. And can they fix it? Yeah, like I said, they have a great quarterback and a great coach. They can fix it. Man, I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm worried on how.
I think the other thing that goes along with it, which is kind of lost in the shuffle just because of how bad their defense and their line play is. And this might also upset some family members when I say this. Clyde Edwards-Helaire flat out friggin' stinks. He stinks. And listen, I know it's been a handful of years since they had Kareem Hunt there, but we all know that they, as much as they're relying on the big plays and getting Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill involved, they need a running game there. They do. Like even, hey, Nick Sirianni, hey, yeah, you, Steichen, whatever your friggin' name is. Even for Patrick Mahomes, a running game's important, right? So if it's important for him, it's probably even more important for a limited quarterback who's not Patrick Mahomes at all. Just a little pointer coming back to the Eagles. Like, hey, a running game is important everywhere, regardless of if you think a screenplay is a running play or a whatever. This guy's a freaking idiot that we're stuck with. My biggest loser, aside from, because the Chiefs are a really good one, and the Eagles are obviously up there. And I'll start off with an apology, right? Because I went against my moral judgment and I put them in my locks and they kept me from going 3-0. The Carolina Panthers are dead to me. They are dead to me. Every Wednesday we do locks of the week, and even though Tom and even Ralphie warned me, oh, Ryan, don't go back to the well. It doesn't matter if they're playing the Giants. The Panthers stink. Sam Darnold's seeing ghosts. And I said, oh, no, it doesn't matter. The Giants stink. Are they even a football team? Well, the script really got flipped, didn't it? I am banning myself from betting or putting any lock on the Panthers, even though it seems like now it's PJ Walker season, who might actually be better than Sam Darnold. And maybe, just maybe, this will go into what I was begging them to do as a non-Panthers fan in the middle of the year, and that was trade for Deshaun Watson. Because Sam Darnold's not it. And as much as I get the blame on Matt Rule and Christian McCaffrey not being there and Joe Brady, who I still hope is a future Philadelphia Eagles head coach, Sam Darnold is hideous. Like, you can't score more than 3 points against the New York Giants?
Yeah, I know.
So shame on me.
He's not good.
Biggest winner of the week, Tom.
Well, it's the Tennessee Titans. I mean, it just is. I mean, they beat the two big bad bullies on the block over in the AFC. When you look at it before the season, you're talking about Buffalo, you're talking about Kansas City. You know, they were the class, and in back-to-back weeks they beat both of them. You know, credit to them. They got off to a slow start. You know, they lost to the New York Jets in overtime, and you know, rightfully so. Everybody was out on them, and all they've done is rallied back around what I think is a really good football coach in Mike Vrabel. They've rallied back, and here they are. I mean, I don't know how the Titans aren't people's winners of the week. I mean, literally, they should be the winners because in that same week they beat the Bills still. So I mean, how are they not? How are they not?
Just to switch it up a little bit, my biggest winners of the week, and I never saw me ever saying this, it's the Cincinnati Bengals. Like, are they, forget about them being ahead of schedule, which they clearly are. Like, they're like really fun to watch. And I know, listen, Joe Burrow's Joe Burrow. They have a ton of weapons over there, but their defense is surprisingly like really explosive. Their coach over there, like I've been saying for a couple of years, oh, Joe Brady's going to be the future of the Bengals just because of the LSU connection with Chase and Joe Burrow. But they actually, like, they look buttoned up. They look multifaceted. They're not one-dimensional. They've been going through a ton of injuries over there to where they're not even at full strength. And they just blew out the friggin' Ravens on the road.
Uh-huh.
They blew them out. So I hear you on the Titans one time, and they're right up there, but holy hell. I don't even think Cincinnati Bengals fans saw this coming, because as much as you wanted to believe in Joe Burrow, he was coming off of a major injury. Like, we expect to see a little bit of rust. They're 5-2.
Yeah,
they're looking like by far the most complete team in that division. And that division isn't like the Browns I had as a Super Bowl team. The Ravens are always expected to be good, and they'll be fine. And the Steelers we thought would be better than they are. But who would have thought week 8, the Bengals are the class of that division? And who knows? Yeah. Maybe they go on a slide. But
yeah, I don't know where they go. I mean, they look good. The only thing I'll say is, you know, the week before they beat the Lions, and then this week they beat Baltimore. I mean, this was a big win for them, obviously. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if I'm ready to jump on them as like a true believer yet, right? Like, I need more a little bit, and that's fine. And I'm not trying to be hard on them. I need more. I look at the Titans and I say to myself, my goodness gracious. Like, if the teams you just beat, like, it's almost hard for me not to say that you're not the favorite in the AFC right now. It's almost hard for me not to say it, and I like Buffalo a lot. So, like, I'm not going to go there, but it's hard a little bit.
Give me your top 3 teams in each conference. Because it's really tough, because I think you can make arguments for a lot of teams.
I mean, I know what records say, but I still will go Tennessee, Buffalo. Probably still Chargers.
In that order?
Not like no order. Just
okay.
That's how
that's my 3 also. You're correct. And I know the Chargers got embarrassed a couple weeks ago, but let's see how they come out of the bye. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's going to have, like, we can't forget everyone crushing the Chargers. The Bills lost week 1 in dramatic fashion. And Titans lost in week 1 in dramatic fashion to the Cardinals. So each one of those teams they laid an egg.
Yeah, they did. And then in the NFC, it's obviously Arizona, No order. Arizona, Tampa, Rams. And the reason the Rams are over the Packers is I just trust the Rams defense more.
I'm going to go Arizona, Tampa, Dallas.
Yeah, and no disrespect to the Cowboys. I mean, it's hard for me not to take Green Bay over the Cowboys too.
Yeah.
Nothing against Dak, but I mean, I'm talking. I just feel like I have better. I feel like I have better quarterbacks on those teams.
Absolutely. Same with the Rams too. Same with the Rams.
But those three teams are like almost. They're all right there. I mean, you're talking about 5-1 Cowboys, 6-1 Rams, 6-1 Packers. I mean, the NFC's good.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I think the NFC goes 5 deep. Honestly, I think to be fair, those 5 teams are the class of the NFC, and it's going to be interesting to see who comes out of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Shout out to Zach Ertz too. I know a lot of people said he was their, winner of the week. Absolutely. I also think it's ironic that soon as he ends up on another team, all of a sudden he can run. He can run 42 yards. He's flying down the freaking field like he didn't even think about falling down once. It's like, oh man, Jesus, you really do get better when you leave Philadelphia.
Well, I think you also go to a situation where you have DeAndre Hopkins, and then on the other side you have an AJ Green, and then you have a quarterback who can make plays. I mean, man, are you in a good situation?
Christian Kirk too. I mean, he's like the 5th option over there. He goes from being like the safety blanket for quarterbacks here, Tom, to he's like an accessory there. No. And that's no shot at him. That's just there's just studs over there.
Yeah, now he's in like a prove people wrong situation too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they can stretch the field, Benny. That's also a big part of it too. You're in an offense that's actually creative and innovative and has talent all over too. Like I said, it's a combo. You can be the most innovative people in the world.
Mr. Dover, yeah, apparently. I'm not even worried about him, to be honest. I think Tom's on the same boat. Like, is he better than what we have? Of course. But nothing's come out that has said that there's even a chance of him playing here, other than obviously Howie keep going back to the well.
Yeah, I just don't even count him in when I think about it.
Mm-mm.
I try to think guys that are actually obtainable. I mean, there isn't many.
No.
So I mean, I think they're going to have to go back to the well this year. And the problem is again, the guy drafted him. So,
Kevin says, what are your guys' thoughts on Wentz after seeing how he's played since leaving Philly?
Exactly what I thought. Not in terms of because he went with Frank. It had nothing to do with it. He felt like he got done dirty here a little bit. And I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I think the way he handled it was fraudulent at the end as well. So there's not taking anything away. But, man, when I look it up top here, I find it hard not to be a jerk off leaving here. I find it hard. I'm not defending him. But, his shots weren't at fans. His issue was with the front office. You know what I mean? There's a reason why him and the coach are going. I mean, them two were tied to hip. They both had issues here. And what's the common theme of those issues? Howie Roseman. These aren't the first guys that have problems with Howie Roseman. We laugh at the smaller name guys that bark issues, like Orlando Scandricks of the world. He's a loser, but we laugh at it when that's the truth of the matter.
Something that he said years ago, and Scandrick's an idiot and he's an attention seeker, but when he said, if Howie Roseman told me it's going to be sunny out, I'm immediately bringing an umbrella, basically saying if he says one thing, automatically assume the other. That's telling. I don't care how idiotic or how bad the player is. It's telling that a player is going to say that on national television.
Mm-hmm. Listen, and Carson, if Carson was still here, I can't tell you he would have the success he's having right now. I don't know.
No, see, that's the thing, Tom, that I think a lot of people, not us, but a lot of people, some people who do shows here, I think, are kind of lost with. And listen, I understand people going back and saying, well, I wish we had somebody back. We did it with Doug earlier. It was justified. The thing that we have to understand is it was never going to be repaired here, because what you're seeing in Indianapolis is not.
Well, it could have been.
Well, if the necessary people left, if Howie was gone.
No, if the owner chose his quarterback and his coach over his general manager,
Yes.
then everything could have went on smoothly and we could have had a bounce back. But again, I don't, like you said, I don't want to live in the past. No. Do I think he could have been, do I think we'd be in a better situation? Yeah. But he was also hurt all the time too. I mean, it's a combo effect here.
I'm not somebody, nor do I think you are, Tom, that's going to go out and clamor for him like, oh my God, bring him back. But also we're going to recognize that kind of what we said when all of this was happening. It wasn't just him. It wasn't. Was he good? No.
We already knew he could play.
Yes.
That's the difference. When people say, well, it's not all Jalen Hurts. Well, Jalen Hurts can't play. So, yeah, a lot of it becomes on him. With Carson, we had the proof in the pudding being able to play. And, again, they never put anything around him.
No. I wanted to ask you real quick with Sixers.
Before you do, Greg, I mean, that's a name that was brought up, obviously, Matt Corral. But, I would think you get Matt Corral and still have your other first-round picks to be able to address defense, too. So, I don't think you're going to have to trade up to get him or anything crazy like that. So, we'll see. I mean, we got plenty of time to talk about that.
Even though it's just been 3 games, is there anything that sticks out to you about the Sixers, Tom? Whether it's a certain player or how the team looks with the absence of a certain player?
Yeah, I mean, nothing like it's so early. Nothing sticks out besides looking for that closer on the perimeter. Is probably the biggest thing that would stick out. And not knowing who that guy is right now. So, I mean, that's a stick out thing. I mean, that 5 minutes against the Nets was like, oh, who's going to be the guy that wants the basketball? Some of the issues we still had, but overall, no. I mean, what stood out is I thought they've done a good job of weathering the distraction, which I think is extremely hard. In all 3 games, like I said at the start of the show, they played 5 minutes of bad basketball per se. So they played really good basketball. In 5 minutes, you would like that back and maybe get another bucket or 2. But I think as the season goes on, maybe they can sort of figure out who's going to have the basketball in their hands late in games. With a young point guard and some guys sort of feeling out their ways a little bit. I think that can get figured out. But not a lot to take out. I mean, tomorrow night's a good game, and they're playing the Knicks, and that's a big test for us. In terms of early tests. So let's sort of see how tomorrow goes. And we'll have a little bit, it's still a lot of season left, but, we'll have a little bit more knowledge of what this team is, right? Like if they go out and they go 3-1 and, they beat a good Knicks team, that would be their first win. That's like a signature to start the year. Cause I mean, let's be real. They beat New Orleans, they beat Oklahoma. I mean, you should win those games, but there is a distraction here that they're dealing with. And I thought they've done a good job of handling that. That Nets game is what's scary. I mean, you got to close. They still haven't figured that out. And this has nothing to do with Joel Embiid. Big men are not necessarily closers. No. You need guard play. So, that's the biggest thing that stands out. Is Maxey good enough to take those shots? I don't know yet. I love Tyrese, but he's also young and growing. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's got to be Tobias, but he plays more of a 4. But so I don't know.
It's either I can't, and
maybe it's gonna be Seth. Maybe it's gonna be Seth.
That's what I was going to say. It has to either be Seth or Tobias.
But is he consistent enough to handle that? I don't know. He had a very good second half of the year last year, but he was spotty. If you remember, he was spotty. There's a reason he had an average 20 a game. You know what I mean? He was spotty. So I don't want to assume that guy's a closer at this point of his career.
No. And it's very easy.
I would expect some big shots the night against the Nets.
Well, and also, as we saw yesterday, he got off to the hot start. I think he had 23 points in the first half. I don't think he had another point until the 4th quarter. So with him, and I know he was having a really good stretch before we blew the lead against the Nets on Friday. And we know this from last year. It seems very easy to kind of okay, the defense can remove him from a game. Not that it's easy, it's not easy for other guys, but you know what I'm saying? It's got to be Tobias Harris. That's the guy you look at first. If Embiid, you can get him down low and get the other guys in foul trouble like we've been preaching for years, then yes, then you do that. That's kind of what you saw in Oklahoma against Oklahoma last night. But against those better teams, you need somebody who can just flat out score, get to the rim, create their own shot. That's why the Damian Lillards, the McCollums, the Colin Sextons, the D'Angelo Russells are guys that get brought up a lot. Like, oh, we're that kind of player away because, like we're saying, like we're talking about Seth Curry, but I don't know if Seth Curry can be. He's shown he can in limited stints, but I know that McCollum and Sexton and obviously Dame and Beal can be because they do it every night. So it's, okay, do you try and manufacture something from within? Or is that something where you go out and get, but then you go back to, well, you can't get somebody until you figure out the 2-5 situation. So it's kind of like a revolving circle of hell.
Yeah. Yep. And, you know, I don't know what they do with the other situation either. So, I don't know what this roster is going to look like in a month from now, a day from now, 2 months, right? Like, I don't know what it's going to look like. So, you know, people saying they're a 5th or 6th seed. First, I don't agree with that anyway. I think they're a top 3 seed. But a lot of that's going to depend on Joel's health throughout the year. Colin, yes, I'm always going to be concerned with it. You know, that's why I clamored for Damian Lillard last year. That's why, you know, if you asked me the day when the season ended, Ben Simmons would have been traded and would have been traded for value. I would have never let it get this far like they did. I think that's where they really dropped the ball. If they listened to A2D, you know, that night he would have been down. So they didn't, and here we are. And no, you can't lose Joe for a significant amount of time. I think that's problematic.
Yeah, especially in an extremely competitive Eastern Conference.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited for, you know, I'm excited Sixers basketball is back, especially the way the Eagles season's unfolded. Not that we thought it was going to be great, but, you know, definitely worse than we all thought it was going to be. I know people thought they were going to be bad, but I don't think anybody predicted like the lack of being able to compete in football games. So thank God they're back. No Flyers tonight. They are tomorrow. No, they're not tomorrow night. They got a few days off here. When are they again?
Really?
Yeah, they're off till Wednesday. Wednesday they go to Edmonton. So,
okay.
Interesting. They got a few days off here.
Jesus.
Is that real life? How do they have 4 days off? How is that? Is that? It can't be right.
Oh, because they lost what, Saturday?
Saturday.
So they're going from Saturday to Wednesday.
Dude, they really had that many days off. Oh my God.
Does that have something to do with like a cross-border thing? Is that like a COVID thing?
Maybe it is. I don't know. Wednesday night. Yeah, I know, Greg. I just looked it up. It's crazy. Wow. I thought I was overlooking them. Like when I was looking at the schedule, and I got them on my favorites, so they should pop right up when I look at it. Well, that's not West Coast. Well, I guess Edmonton's the West Coast. I guess you work your way back down, right?
I guess, yeah.
So let's see. They go Wednesday. They must be playing a bunch. Yeah, then they go Wednesday, Thursday, because then they're in the Canucks. They're in Vancouver, and then where do they go Saturday? Oh, they're not on a West Coast trip. They're in a Canadian trip because then they go to Calgary.
Canadian swing.
Yeah, and they go to Calgary. Yup, and then they have a bunch of days off again. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Then they don't play till Tuesday from Saturday. So maybe
it's got to be COVID. It has to be.
Crossing the border is the issue because then they go to Phoenix. So then maybe that starts. Oh my goodness.
So they're not going to be home for what, a month?
Then they go to Pittsburgh. Jesus. Well, you're going to find out about the Flyers. Then they go to Washington. Oh my God, are they even home at all? Jesus, my dome. Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to find out about the Flyers in the next 2 weeks, aren't we? Because if they're going to be a good hockey team, they're going to come out of this looking good, right? So let's hope that they take care of their business on the Canadian trip and then heading on this little road trip they have. My goodness.
I wanted to ask.
Their wives must be sweating. That's a lot on the road.
That group, the wives group chat must be stressful. What do you think they're doing? What do you think they're doing? What do you think they're doing?
He usually calls me at 12. That means he's pulling somebody's hair.
It's 12:02. What's happening over there?
He's pulling somebody's hair.
I wanted to ask you, especially because I'm trying to get Ralph in the back to do the member wheel, but he's not answering his phone. So I guess he's pulling to Ben Simmons. He's just not showing up for work now. But while I say it again,
Typical.
yeah, typical LA.
He's in disarray because the Lakers won't listen to me. I told him his answer. Russell Westbrook has to run your second unit.
Thank you. See, you did not even talk about this. Yes, thank you.
My goodness gracious. He's not an off-the-ball player. What are we doing? I thought LeBron created basketball. I thought he was the smartest guy in the room. That dude runs your second unit and drops 25 a night. Running your second unit, he becomes sixth man of the year. It's a no-brainer. Oh, my God. Super chat. What was your question, though? Because you never got to. You said Ralphie isn't answering.
Oh, I'll wait for that in a second. I'll go to Kavan first.
Bench Ertz, start Minshew, and draft the QB. I don't care who it is, but I don't want no stopgap next year with these two guys. I agree with you, Kayvon. But let's give Gardner Minshew a chance to play, because maybe you come out of it and you're like, well, he played good, right? He showed me some things, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I'm not. Maybe I am going to have that as a stopgap and draft a bunch of talent, right? Maybe. I'm not telling you that's the case, or like, you know what I mean? I'm just giving you the other side, Kayvon, right? Like if he plays good, then you're like, okay, it happens every week. Sports Hound's coming up at 7:15 right here on HUD Radio, followed by the Flight Zone at 9:30. Thank you to our back end people for reminding me. That's always a reminder. Like ding, 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 ding. Somebody needs to become a member right now, though, over on YouTube. You're winning a ton of money from Nate Moss and Willie Vegas, right? And you're getting the jersey giveaway, right? The member wheel is spinning tonight again. Become a member. All right, our last winners, Spidey, Molly Mall, Bill Middlebrook, and who else?
Wayne Miller?
No, Wayne's got the Kelsey going to him. So okay. I know about Wayne. I don't know.
I think Don's won like 30.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's won after that.
I do want to say, so Ralphie, and he's in the back, and I'm going to bring him in now because he's getting snippy now, Ralph. Okay? After pulling a Ben Simmons, he says, and Ralph, you can defend yourself. That's fine. Before we get to the member wheel. He says, I'm coming. You told me 7. No, Ralph.
Yeah, you did tell me 7.
No, I'm going to read the script.
Then so. I mean, 7:15, 7:10
and
almost
it's
makes sense.
6:55.
Well, no,
you 5 minutes left.
See, you Lakers fans, you're so disheveled you forgot how to read. I said, and I quote, are you available? See, this is how considerate I am. I'm asking you when you're available. I said, are you available for the member?
The Maxi as well.
Oh, the Maxi, correct. I said, are you available for the member wheel around 7? Did I say 7 or did I say around 7?
7 o'clock.
Ralph, don't get off your ass, Ralph. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I can never do anything right in this company.
We are in the results business. All right, Nick, I'm going to call you Sirianni. Mr. Self-Reflection over there.
Are we doing the wheel now?
Ralph. Since I'm here. Yeah,
is Ralph ready? I mean, I don't know. Is he ready? Is he ready to go?
What do you got, Ralphie? Tonight we are doing it for Jalen Hurts.
Oh man.
Yep, Jalen Hurts. Well, I ordered 2 of them, so Christ. I mean, he's the one.
Good old Jalen.
Took a month and a half to get here. I mean, it's not my fault. He's gotten worse since I ordered it. And wait, everything will be shipped out tomorrow. I was waiting for this member wheel so I can take 5 jerseys at once and get them all out. So I will be sending both your jerseys. Now remember, Wayne wasn't a winner on the Kelsey. I gave it to him for becoming a member. Yep. So, who wants to become a member right now? You got 5. You got 20. I'll give you a minute if anybody wants to become a member, and we're spinning the wheel. We're spinning the wheel. You get part of this every week, and you get the picks. You're making money. You're making money.
I'll put the Russ. You're already on the wheel, Russ.
Yeah, you're already on. You're a member. Every member's on the wheel. You see your Russ.
Bobby says, "Skip it if it lands on me, Tom. I don't want that Hurts jersey."
Sorry, Bob. Oh.
Here, I'll put in the link for everybody, even though the link's already.
Nobody wants it now. Look at all these guys. Look at Keith. Keith wants no parts of it. Why the hell did I order this loser's jersey? Damn it. God. I'm stuck with jerseys here. I'm going to be stuck with all these jerseys. Who's going to become a member? The Nerdy Sports Guy. How are you not a member? You've been here forever, baby. Greg Caldwell, become a member. I just dropped the link in the YouTube again. You can click right on it. Come on. I want to add somebody else to the wheel. I want Ralphie to have to work. All right?
Nerdy says, sweeten the pot just a bit for me. What? Well, what needs to be sweetened? You're winning money. You're getting giveaways.
We're giving you picks. Gambling picks. Your pot's sweetened. You're making your $9.99 a month back, plus you're paying bills. That's how much we're sweetening the pot. Sweetening the pot was me giving away jerseys, too. I mean, that's where the pot got sweetened. Let's go. And you get 20% off ATD gear. And you get 20% off all campus in Ocean City, New Jersey. And you go buy your team hats.
And that's just us. Steve's giving away stuff, too. Steve
on Saturday on the weekly roundup, he's giving away stuff every week. I mean, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Who's becoming a member? Ted?
I was talking to Andy, too. Andy's going to be starting. He's going to start doing ticket giveaways, too, for the fans.
Oh, my God.
Talking tickets.
Bobby.
Jesus
Christ. All right. We'll spin the wheel. If we get a new member,
Oh, there he is.
Oh, look at you. Look at you. Nerdy. Don't spin that wheel, Ralph. Gotta add him in. Add in Nerdy.
Ralph's friggin' swinging at the air right now. God, I gotta add somebody.
Oh, he's so mad. He's so mad, but we're happy. We're happy to have you, Nerdy. Another member that's going to win money. Now, make sure you guys are on the weekends. You're locked in the community tab over on our YouTube because that's where Nate gives out his picks every weekend, every Saturday and Sunday, and Willie Vegas giving out his daily fantasy picks. Willie's been hot daily fantasy too. So lock in with them two, man. They're winning money. They are winning money.
Yep, it's right here, fam. It's right on the community tab. I had so many people message us being like, where is it, guys? It's right here.
Look, Keith's telling you it's a great investment. That's a member. Member telling you that. Let's get me on the spin also. Already a member, so I'll throw some cabbage.
Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, Wayne.
Clarence, here, I'll drop the link again. He says, how do I join? I'll drop the link. Somebody's saying, get a Wentz jersey. I'll join.
Well, listen, maybe I got to go that route. You know what I mean? I might have to go that route. I got a bunch of them. I got some Devonta Smiths, but today wasn't a Devonta day. I'm going to wait because he's going to get a touchdown next week and Monday. Yeah. People are going to feel good about Devonta.
Listen, in a couple weeks, it might be an Eagles Matt Corral.
Nerdy, love you, brother. We love you. He said, this is my therapy after Eagles games. Might as well give you y'all money for it. Yeah, well, guess what? We're trying to give you your money back plus some. That's the difference. A lot of people asking you to be a member aren't giving you shit. And there ain't gambling advice out there for $9.99 a month. There ain't even out there, especially for the amount Nate gives out.
Well, I was going to say,
he gives out a lot.
Forget about gambling advice that actually hits. That's actually doing well. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's actually getting a return on investment. And the jersey giveaways and the ticket giveaways and all the promo codes. Come on now. See, Don knows. He's the one who got he's a Pistons fan. He's even a fan of the Joel jersey that he got in the giveaway.
All right, so the Nerdy Sports Guy is in. So, Ralphie, go ahead and spin the wheel. This is for Jalen Hurts. Black, by the way. It's black.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the only good thing about it. Bobby!
Hey!
You can't even make this shit up.
Oh, the universe. Oh, here you go. Perfect on timing. Here's the start of your refund.
Oh, my God, Bobby. You're the winner. You're the winner.
Oh. He's the first one who said, I don't want it, right? He's the first one.
I might just give him the other Devonta Smith.
You should.
Bob, you've been here for a while, Bob. I love you.
Yeah, he's locked in every show. He's locked in.
But it really is unbelievable because Bobby called that like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I saw a comment. I got to address it. Lone Star. Winning you money has nothing to do with what fan of a team you are.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you being a Cowboys fan has nothing to do. We're giving you gambling advice. You're winning money.
And it also doesn't matter with the jersey giveaways because you just gave away Kobe the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I gave away Kobe.
Yeah.
I'm going to be ordering. My next order is going to be all national.
Yeah.
So my next order is all national. I done enough local stuff. Nobody's good enough here. Outside of like Joel. You know what I mean? Like nothing's worthy right this second.
You might want to throw in a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. See him last night, Tom?
Yeah, I saw him. They lost by fucking 15.
Hey, he abused Matisse Thybulle.
Well, he better. He's fucking 6'2". No, he is good though.
What is this? If we're being honest, how the boys are. Let me see. If anything, we're honest about how the boys are doing. Try not to be homers here too much. Oh, talk about the Cowboys. Yeah, no, we're not. I had freaking the Cowboys the top 3 team in the NFC.
Look at it. You know, I won a lot of money from Nate Moss. Yeah, Greg, the Flyer jerseys are coming too. I got my next order is going to be like a Carter Hart, maybe a Farabee, and then I'm going to get some national mixed in because I didn't get any Flyer stuff yet, so I got to do that for the faithful. Bobby, DM any of the A2D platforms on social media. Send us your info. Send it to us ASAP because I'm going to be sending these ones out tomorrow. So, and pound the goddamn like button, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any closing thoughts, Rye, before we get out of here, leading up to the Sports Hounds here at 7:15, and then our boys Jimmy and Evan on the Flight Zone at 9:30. I know I didn't see Jimmy and Evan's criteria, but I do know what Brinks and Brad are talking about.
Oh, good. You can do that one. I've got the young fellas. I say young fellas. They're like 3 years younger than me. I've got their criteria.
The Eagles will finish last in the NFC East. Agree or disagree?
Disagree. Giants will finish last.
I'm going to agree because I want them to. So,
and the poll for Jimmy and Evan, I agree with that too, Tom. Is if Jalen plays like he has been playing against the Lions, would you bench him to see what the rest of the offense has?
Yes. I would have benched him last week and the week before that and the week before that and the week before that. When you start throwing for 100 yards through 3 quarters of football games consistently now, that's a trend that's not going in the right direction. And I need you to sit down and watch from afar. Because obviously doing it over and over and over again isn't working. So I don't know how many games people want to give him, but we've watched the quarterback actually get worse.
It's true.
So the Jimmy and Evans and agree disagrees poll last night, it was agree. I mean, I'm not only entertaining changing it up. I would like to see something different. I think I speak for a lot of people. I think we do when we say that.
Bobby, I see your message in IG. I've got you, brother. So we have your information. I had a baseball question, but I'll save that for Wednesday.
No, do it real quick. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say because
we don't get to talk a lot of baseball in here because the Phillies stink, and we should have been talking a lot of baseball honestly on Mondays, but we fucking never did because we were good for a fucking week.
Because I'm usually on the other side of this, but part of me wants the Braves to win the World Series because kind of like how I'm rooting for the Eagles to be bad because that might cause urgency. Don't you think like another team winning a World Series in the division, doing it the proper way, won't that be the best for the Phillies?
I thought the same thing too. I commented on somebody's post in the A2D Real Talk group over on Facebook, which is a public forum for all our A2D fans. So if you're over on Facebook, go look up our group, A2D Real Talk, and then obviously, make sure you're following our main page. But I said I'm rooting for the Braves in a way because I want that to put pressure on us. Yeah. The other side of it is I hate the chop. I hate everything about Atlanta. I hate their traffic, everything. So traffic. I almost want Houston to win in a weird way because I want that to be an FU to all that. They're not good enough because all they did was steal signs.
Yep.
Right. Like I want that to be like an FU because I feel like they'll hold the trophy up and just get everybody the finger. Mm-hmm. So I'm like torn, so I don't really care who wins it because it benefits in both ways per se for my agenda, which is like fuck you to all you guys out there that said we weren't good enough and look, we did it without it. And then the other side of it is the pressure on the Phillies. I love pressure on the Phillies.
Part of me wants to hope that at least like maybe there's already urgency and pressure, especially because Dombrowski's in the building. And like, even if, say, for example, the Braves don't win, well, it's another team in the division that got to the World Series.
Yep.
What was it? The Mets in 15, obviously the Nationals when they won it, and then now the Braves. So you've got 3 teams to make the World Series before we simply made the playoffs. Think about that. And then the other team that we're kind of leaving out, the Marlins, they won the division. They've made the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm with you though, Tom. Like, if gun to my head, I really just want a competitive series, and I kind of want the Astros to win because I just want to watch the world burn. Like so many people, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the Astros. And listen, I do think they got a pass not having to deal with the fans because there wasn't fans last year, but I just think so many people will be offended by them winning. And it's like, well, hey, maybe they didn't need the trash cans after all.
Yeah.
And also our guy Andy's down in Houston, so I know he's living the festivities.
And that's how I look at it too. So I mean, I'm looking at it. Exactly like you're looking at it. It's just, yeah, it's tough. We're in a tough situation.
Oh no, there's nothing sacred anymore, Tom. Nothing sacred.
No, nothing at all.
And like, a key going right to the, why we should be, people at home should be following the H2D socials. I put out a meme this morning that sums it up perfectly. Eagles fans looking at the Sixers and Flyers right now. Please help. Just please help me. Because I want to believe. I want to believe that maybe something good could happen in like somewhat of a long-term sample size in Philadelphia. So I don't know what the Flyers are going to be. I don't know what the Sixers are going to be as a whole without 2-5, but just give me hope for 5 seconds, please. Please. Thank you, Don. I'm rooting for you guys. Ryan and Tom, good luck next week. Hope it's a good game. Yeah, I hope it's a good game for you guys. I hope we play just good enough, Don. That way you guys could have a miracle game-winning field goal. That way Dan Campbell, when everybody's crying in the locker room. It'll be like a little Super Bowl party for you guys. That's what I want out of the season. I want to play just good enough to lose by 3 points.
Yeah, I'd rather just keep blowing out.
That's true, because I could see us having as an organization, have the argument, oh, well, we were competitive. Just things didn't go our way. That means we're close. If you get blown out, it's like, well, there's no redeeming quality.
No, none at all. Well, listen, this is going to be an interesting week here. One for the Sixers. We're going to sort of see how this sort of all plays out, and if they can continue to win games, would be nice. Flyers go on a little Canada trip, and they're on the road for a minute, so we're going to sort of find out who they are earlier this year, and then the Eagles play arguably the worst franchise in sports, and they're probably going to lose, and then. I mean, we're going to find Monday's going to be a weird day. Weird freaking day. What time's that game? 1 o'clock? Is that Detroit game 1 o'clock?
I hope so. Just to get it over with. Can it be a 9 o'clock game, please?
Well, I play 2:45 on Sunday, and I think I might play after that too, but I definitely play at 2:45, so I'm hoping it's a 1 o'clocker because I want no parts of it.
Just another bye week, huh? Just another. Oh, they played today? Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, man. Bye. I mean, yes, I got home at halftime. It was done. There was nothing to watch. No. Clarence, yeah, we traded Joe Flacco, 6th round pick. We had a 6th round, or could turn into a 5th. So
5th, good for him.
Oh my God, Jimmy! Listen, man, I don't know how anybody can say they can win 3 straight games. I just don't know how. I don't know how you look at the schedule and be like, yeah, you know what? I mean, I feel like people are looking at the schedule and saying, hey, there's an easy one for us.
It's beyond the Phillies schedule thing. Like weeks ago, we were saying, oh, well, we don't want to say, oh, well, it opens up, so it doesn't matter. No, we stink. We didn't know if the Phillies sucked. Like, we didn't know. We're like, oh, they're okay. Sometimes they're good. No, we stink. So, yeah, I get it. We played the Detroit Lions and the Jets and the Giants and the everything in between, and then the Washington football team. They stink, but we really stink.
Yeah, we do. We do. And we'll find out how much we stink this weekend. So that's Ryan Brotto. I'm Tom Arnone. The family out there, we thank you all for listening. And we are brought to you by FanUp. And FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NFL contests, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D. That's 5,000 bonus points. $50 value. FanUp.app or right on the Apple Store. FanUp is where you can find them. And you can get your lineups in for tonight's Monday night game. No salary caps. It's the best way to enjoy fantasy sports. I'm not lying to you. I love it. We're also brought to you by Manscaped, and you get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence. Always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Continue to say it. We got you taken care of with promo codes for days. Also, check out, if you're in the Levittown area, check out our friends over at Gleason's Bar, located 6700 Mill Creek Avenue. Use promo code A2D. 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or online. All right? Gleason's Bar and Steaks.com. I almost say Gleason's brand every time I read that. Almost. So, family, and then you can get 25% off at Body Check Wellness with the code A2D. We got you taken care of everywhere. We got you taken care of. We appreciate you listening. Stay tuned. Sports Hounds coming up here in a minute, followed by the boys on the Flight Zone at 9:30. Set your alerts. Hit the like. Make sure you're subscribed. We're out.
Right after this commercial break.